Emily? Oh, I didn't want to say that. You're such a loser, even saying your name is gross. What? Loser? Jasmine? Don't even say my name. It grosses me out. What's going on all of a sudden? We're going to be relatives soon. You and my brother are getting married tomorrow, right? Yes, in a 5-star hotel, one of the most luxurious in the world. A place a loser like you could never afford a wedding. I mean, if you ever could get married. Oh, sorry, that just slipped out. What? Nice comeback. No, but... Well, you're not married yet, but we are going to be family. Before, you were the one who asked me to call you Jasmine. I only had an older brother, and I was so happy I was going to have a sister-in-law. You were always nice and friendly to me. And now suddenly, you tell me not to call you by your first name. And loser and stuff? Why are you saying this stuff? Because Royce is a college graduate. When I heard that my sister-in-law-to-be only graduated from junior high school, I was upset. But Royce makes good money, and I thought it would be immature to break up with him for that reason. So I put up with it. I guess you could say Royce has a bit of a sister complex. He was always defending you, his sister, and he would get angry if I said anything bad about you. Your parents are the same way, aren't they? You're a middle school graduate who can only do a part-time job. Why don't you stop mooching off your parents and be more independent? Excuse me? Oh, I'm so sorry. Even if you wanted to be independent, you couldn't, could you? That's because you're independent disabled. Huh? That's right. You're just a helpless person with the intelligence of a middle school graduate. Your parents and your brother Royce are trying so hard to protect you and take care of you, aren't they? But I hate spoiled people. Huh? Well, I just heard a lot of stuff I didn't need to hear. Are you sure about this? If I told my brother and my parents about this, I don't think they'd be very happy. And I don't know what will happen to your marriage. Wow! You really are clueless, aren't you? Of course that part's fine, isn't it? I actually went to the city office today to file our marriage registration. I figured I don't have to play coy anymore, so why not? So, is this your way of revealing your true self just because of that? Well, partly, but also... Could you please not come to the wedding tomorrow? That's just going too far. I'm the groom's sister. I can't imagine one of the closest family members not being at the wedding. Absolutely not. Why not? I think this is something that goes without saying. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Please tell me. You know what? I can't believe a loser high school dropout is the sister of an exec like Royce. No one would believe it, and it's too embarrassing. Huh? Don't me. If you think about it, you'd understand, wouldn't you? You think a moron who is no better than a beggar can attend our beautiful wedding? My grandfather is the president of a big company. There's a world of difference between us. But I got an invitation. I just sent that out for appearances. My brother is looking forward to me coming. So what? Huh? On the contrary, except for Royce and your parents, nobody wants you to come. I don't want my parents and all my relatives to breathe the same air as a high school dropout handicapped loser. Do not come to the ceremony. If you don't want to embarrass Royce, go hang out with all the other losers. Oh my God. Royce, maybe I shouldn't go to the wedding tomorrow.
Huh? Why not? Are you not feeling well? Jasmine's grandfather would love to see you. I definitely want you to see the wedding.
Well, the truth is, I just got a message from Jasmine and she told me not to come to the wedding.
What? Why?
She doesn't want to breathe the same air as a high school dropout.
Huh.
She also said I'm a high school dropout and a handicapped loser. She says that I'm mooching off my parents and that you spoil me.
Where did she get that from? Did she really say that? You guys get along, don't you? Jasmine's an only child, and you just have one brother. You were so happy to get a sister-in-law.
She said that now that you're officially married, she doesn't have to put up an act anymore. She's showing her true colors.
What's that?
I know it's hard to believe, so I'll send you a screen capture of the text messages. You can make your own judgment.
Okay. This is terrible. Emily, I'm really sorry.
You don't need to apologize, but it's not good. You've already registered the marriage, haven't you?
No, we haven't registered our marriage yet.
Oh, really?
We were originally going to do it after the ceremony. I thought tomorrow might be too hectic, and I might not be able to fill it out calmly. So I just filled it out first, and I'm holding on to it for now.
Did Jasmine think you've already submitted it?
Maybe. That girl sometimes goes off on tangents with her assumptions. Up to now, it seemed to be a little cute, and she could get away with it when people backed her up. But this is going way too far. I can't believe she would talk about my precious little sister like this.
She even said you have a sister complex.
She can say whatever she wants, but treating you like this without even knowing who you are, it's unforgivable. Besides, a wedding is something the bride and groom make together. I can't believe that she was going ahead with this without my consent. Emily, can you just let me handle this?
What do you mean, handle it?
I have an idea. She needs to be taught a lesson for being so disrespectful to you.
If you say so, okay. Even though I'm the one dealing with this. Jasmine is your fiancée, so I guess you are the one who needs to decide what to do about it. I'll leave it up to you, bro.
Great. Jasmine's grandfather and parents are very influential people, and I don't want to cause trouble for you. I've got a lot to take care of, so you just come to the wedding as planned.
Okay, I see. Don't go overboard. I expected that I wouldn't have a seat, but I didn't expect you to try to burn my hair with a lighter. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable is my line. I told you not to come to the wedding because I didn't want to breathe the same air as you. Why did you just show up at the wedding? Of course I came because I was invited. It's only natural that I would give priority to a written invitation, rather than a verbal promise that you unilaterally forced upon me. Fortunately, my parents noticed and extinguished the fire immediately, so I didn't get hurt. But the tips of my hair got burnt. What are you yapping about? I'm embarrassed by your presence, so go home. I'll leave, even if you don't tell me to. I I don't want to be at a wedding with a violent woman who burns hair, not even for a second. Also, my parents and the groom's side of the family will all be going home with me. Do whatever you want. A loser family that cuddles a handicapped high school dropout. It doesn't make any difference if they're here or not. Do you really think so? Of course I do. Do you think Royce thinks the same way? Of course I do. Because he can marry me, whose father is the president of a major company. And we have a powerful lawyer in our family. If we get divorced, I'm going to demand a huge amount of compensation from Royce. A small family like yours could never make enough money for the rest of your lives. If that happens, your life will be over. I don't care how much of a sister complex you have. No one would give up their whole life to take care of a handicapped high school dropout loser of a sister. You can't protect your sister, a middle school graduate with a disability, just because of that. Come on, go home. Go home. Go home. I'm sorry to interrupt your excitement, but you are finished. Huh? You're saying something? You've been saying handicapped for a while now. How do you feel about that word? Your father and grandfather run a pharmaceutical company. Your customers are people who are truly disabled due to illness or injury. And yet you use such language to abuse people so lightly. What's wrong with calling a handicapped person handicapped? I am not disabled. You have the intelligence of a middle school graduate, so you must be disabled. I have a college degree. Huh? Well, technically, I went to school full-time until middle school. As an adult, I earned a high school diploma. I graduated from night college while working. So what? Most people go to middle school, high school, and college without a year's delay. Some of them go on to higher education as adults, or go to correspondence school. All those people are not normal. Disabled. Okay. Then my brother is handicapped too. What? Don't tell me you didn't know that. After graduating from high school, my brother got a job at his current company and graduated from a night college with a college degree while he was working. Huh? What? Originally, our parents were business owners just like yours. When I was in junior high school and my brother was in high school, the company went bankrupt and we were in huge debt. We had no choice but to go to work instead of going to school. But I continued to go to school and study with my own money while working. I know this must be hard for you to understand, since you have always depended on your parents' money for everything. Yes, that's right. I don't know anything about the world of those poor people. Besides, what's the point of having a college degree? Unlike Royce, who works hard and earns a lot of money, you don't even work hard. You're still at the bottom of the pile. I'm working too, you know. I mean, right now. I've just rented a meeting room at that 5-star hotel and am in a business meeting with Mr. Sims, the chairman of W Pharmaceuticals. Huh? Chairman Sims of W Pharmaceutical? Isn't that my grandpa? Yes, that's right. Of course, it's not only the chairman, but also the person from the department in charge, who actually works in the field, is with us. There was no point in staying at the wedding hall any longer. We decided to have a more meaningful conversation. And the fact that you tried to burn my hair earlier, the chairman knows all about it. What? I don't understand what's going on here. W Pharmaceuticals and my plastic container manufacturing company are going to do business.
What? You run the company?
That's right. Even though my father's company went bankrupt and we were in debt, I always admired my parents who were the presidents of their own company. That's why I started my own company after graduating from Knight College.
Huh?
Regardless of what you did this time, we've been talking about doing business with them for a while.
Wait a minute. I didn't know anything about this.
No. I've told you many times that I went to Correspondence High School and Knight College, and that my brother went to night school while working as well. He just didn't listen to me.
Huh? Huh? That's absolutely not true. I haven't heard anything.
Even if you weren't listening, what would your brother and the president of W Pharmaceutical think of someone who disrespects people based on their educational background and calls them handicapped? Now I'm going to take a screenshot of this message. I'm going to show it to everyone at W Pharmaceuticals. And while I'm at it, I've asked them to project it on the screen at the ceremony. Let's have all the invited guests on the bride's side see it.
Wait! I don't want that secret to be known at the wedding. I didn't know Royce went to night school either. If it gets out, the marriage will be broken off, so go home now.
Then I'll let the secret out.
What? Wait!
It's too late for that. At the venue over there, my brother will read out everything you've said and done, and he'll expose you. He's already made up his mind to break off the engagement with you.
Huh? What do you mean breaking off the engagement? We're already married. How can you be divorced so easily?
Jasmine, you are still single.
Huh?
My brother has the marriage certificate, and he was going to take it to the city office after the ceremony.
No way!
That was the plan all along, wasn't it? Why are you surprised? Oh, and your grandfather and parents know about the broken engagement.
No way!
Well then, watch the screen.
Oh no!
Jasmine's disgusting behavior became known to all the relatives and the employees of W Pharmaceuticals. Of course, the engagement was called off. Furthermore, Jasmine's parents disowned her because of the damage she would do to the company's image. She had to make do with a part-time job, which she had looked down upon so much. Jasmine, who had always depended on her parents' money, had no experience in the business world. She has never been able to get anything right, and she works every day while being yelled at by her boss, who is younger than her and only has a high school diploma. On the other hand, I have started a business partnership with W Pharmaceuticals, and we are making good profit. My brother also seems to have taken the stress of this matter to work, and his performance is ebbing and flowing, and he is on the verge of a promotion. My parents' company went bankrupt when I was very young, and my brother and I had a very difficult time. Thanks to that, we have the power to turn adversity into opportunity, and we are second to none in perseverance.
Sharon, is this some kind of joke? You're getting married? Seriously? Who's the groom? His specs are lower than my husband, right? I will not be happy if he's better looking or makes more money than my Frank. If it turns out he is, I'll do everything in my power to make sure your wedding never happens. Hey, are you listening to me? Tell me who he is now. Sharon, hello? Answer me, for crying out loud. God, Clarissa, would you stop it already? The notifications are driving me crazy. What the hell do my husband's specs have to do with you? You talk about him like he's a frickin' car. Jeez. They have everything to do with me. I put a lot of effort into finding and bagging myself a handsome guy who makes a lot of money. It's not fair if you get to marry someone better and I won't have it. How can you not understand this? It's called basic common sense and decency. I'm not asking you to celebrate for us if you're opposed to the wedding. That's your proclivity and it has nothing to do with me. Oh my God, is it true? Is he really a better catch than my husband? I'm guessing you messaged me after seeing my Facebook? His page is linked in a lot of my posts, so if you took a proper look, I'm sure you'd understand. Huh? Understand what? Oh my God, what the hell is that photo? Bruce? Is this the same Bruce I'm thinking of? He's that porky little zit-riddled four-eyed nerd from our class. Actually, he's much taller than me now, and his skin is cleared up nicely. I'll admit he looks better than I remember him, but something's not right here. I can't believe it, Sharon! My jaw almost hit the floor! Alright, so are we done now? There's no way he changed that much naturally. Admit it, he got plastic surgery to fix his busted face, didn't he? I bet he's wearing platform shoes to hide the fact he's a midget, too. No, that's just Bruce as he is. And seriously, is this any way to go talking about my fiancé? Cut it out already. I'm done talking to you. Bye. Yo, Sharon! I just arrived at the church. And I must say, there aren't many hot guys here. Most of them look like they work low-wage loser jobs, like store clerks or cops. I guess after how hard I worked to bag myself a high-rolling model-level stud, nothing is ever going to compare, but still, it's hilarious to get the occasional reminder of what a pathetic waste of space the average woman has to settle for. I've never seen such a sorry group of men. They're so mediocre their girlfriends will probably end up getting stolen by AI. I wonder who the best man in Bridesmaids are. I mean, I'm sure they're gonna be unimpressive losers with no public speaking ability, but I'm still kinda curious. Don't worry, at least with me being here, the atmosphere will improve a little due to my stunning good looks and beauty. Hey, why the hell did you kick me out? To think I was kind enough to give a performance and a speech and this is how you repay me? Why would you kick me out of the banquet hall? You're horrible. The whole hall was captivated by my wonderful performance, but you had to go and spoil it for everyone, huh? What was it, jealousy? Well, it ain't my fault. I'm more beautiful, gorgeous, and stunning than you'll ever be. I was born this way and I can't help it. Have you no shame? You can't have people kicked out of your wedding because they make you feel jealous, you small-minded bitch. God, anyone would think that we were still in high school. Sharon, you have your phone with you, right? You could at least reply to me after kicking me out of your wedding. Ugh. Oh my God, Sharon, are you like for real right now? I can't believe you block me like this after I went out of my way to show up at your frickin' wedding. Fine, have it your way. After seeing your husband, I must say, he's a lot hunkier than I expected. And it would suck to go home after coming out all this way. All right, that settles it. I'll wait until the banquet is over so I can rejoin you guys at the after party. Clarissa, what the hell was that little stunt you pulled in the banquet hall? I never asked you to perform for us, and I never asked you to give a speech. Also, my friend on reception told me that apparently after you walked in and saw everyone handing over their gifts, you burst out laughing and shouted, "Me? Give that ugly hoe a gift? No way!" in front of about 20 people. I'm not saying you're obligated to give me a gift, but you could have at least been respectful towards me given you were at my wedding. Oh, is the banquet over already? I bet the atmosphere fizzled out the moment I left the hall, right? There's no way a bunch of wet noodles like you guys have any idea how to party. That's why I decided to liven things up with my performance. Answer my damned question. Yeah, whatever. The performance and the speech, right? I just knew that I had to do something to liven the place up when I saw what a bunch of low-energy losers the guests were. Really? You should be thanking me. You know, there are lots of people who'd pay good money to have a beauty like me on center stage at their wedding. Oh, and one more thing. Quit being so damn materialistic with all this complaining about gifts. We're friends, so why should I have to give you anything? Geez, next thing you know, you'll be asking me for money. Excuse me? If anything, you should be paying me for the wonderful performance and speech I gave. That was what you call wonderful? Yep, and don't you just know it? You can't deny the entire hall was captivated by my good looks and mesmerizing charisma the moment I stepped up on stage. Your fiancé Bruce fell in love with me too, didn't he? Go on, you can admit it. I can assure you he most definitely didn't. And wow, Sharon, I must say, I thought Bruce was kind of dishy when I saw him in those pictures on Facebook, but he's even better in real life. How the hell did a worn-out old bag like you manage to snag yourself such a hunk? Don't get me wrong, he's nothing compared to my husband, but he's certainly not outside the scope of consideration for the guy I'd consider getting down and dirty with. If you catch my drift. Scope of consideration? God, you really do disgust me, Clarissa. Anyway, in return for my wonderful performance and speech, I'll be taking possession of your husband. Huh? If you're not going to pay me for my services, I'm happy to accept your man instead. Why would I give you Bruce? He's my husband. Relax, girl. It's not like I'm telling you to divorce him. You can just lend him to me every now and then when I need a good servicing, if you catch my drift. Lend him to you? Listen, Sharon, to tell you the truth, my husband Frank is, well, he has a lot of money and he's as handsome as they come. But when it comes to things between the sheets, he's a little underwhelming. It's starting to become a real source of anxiety for me. You must know what it's like when you're not satisfied in the bedroom, right, babe? So what? Why does that mean I should lend you my husband? Your underwhelming sex life isn't our problem. Quit being so stubborn, would ya? If you must know, I've actually been trying out a bunch of new guys recently. You know, to see if I can find one I'm compatible with. I was hoping you could let me give Bruce a test run. Are you insane? I'm obviously not lending you my husband for a test run. What is he, a freaking car? But why? Is this real life? Are you seriously asking me such a ridiculous, inappropriate question on my wedding day of all days? What's the problem? I'll only need him for like 15 minutes max? What is wrong with you? How is it possible that you think this is acceptable? Have you actually lost your mind? Hey, now that's just rude. Everyone does this kind of thing behind closed doors, you know. Actually, I'm pretty sure they don't. Actually, I guess a worn-out hag like you probably wouldn't get included, so it's no wonder that you don't know. I guess only stunners like me get offers regularly. Sorry for confusing you, sweetie. Anyway, the bottom line is your husband is hot, and I want to try him out, so be a darling and lend me him for a little while, okay? Just let me test him out for 15 minutes, and if it turns out we have no chemistry, you can have him back. Okay. Why the hell are you asking me this crap? Oh, you're right. I should be asking Bruce instead. Okay, so if he says yes, do you promise not to complain anymore? That's not what I meant. Anyway, forget Bruce. There's another guy here who wants to talk to you. You mean there's some other poor guy who was powerless to resist my stunning good looks and fell for me in the blink of an eye? Is he even more handsome than Bruce? Well, it's a matter of taste, but I have a feeling he'll be to your liking. Wow, really? Oh, now I'm excited. I take it you want to meet him then? Of course I do. All right, I'll introduce you later. Woohoo! Thanks, babe. First of all, you need to head to room 1502 of the hotel next to the church. Apparently that's where he'll be staying tonight. Okay, I see. This escalated quickly. I like when things move fast, if you catch my drift. But in return for arranging this meeting, I need you to promise to stay away from Bruce. Whoa there, don't get carried away, Sharon. I'll only agree to that if tonight's friend turns out to be my type. Alrighty, no time to waste. Off I go. Sharon, what the hell is this? Are you for real? Why was my husband waiting for me in room 1502? Clarissa, do you still have no idea of the gravity of what you did at mine and Bruce's wedding in the banquet hall? Huh? You mean my wonderful performance and speech that I gave you for free? Which part of that was wonderful? You stole the mic from my frickin' bridesmaid in the middle of her speech and started rambling about your stunning good looks. What the hell did anything you said have to do with my wedding? And more importantly, why did you think it was an acceptable thing to do in the first place? So it wasn't a traditional wedding speech, so what? The whole hall was so captivated they could barely take their eyes off me. Lord knows it was way more interesting than whatever that bimbo I took the mic off was babbling on about. Captivated? Sure, the whole hall might have been watching you, and in a sense, I guess they were captivated, but not in a good way. Everyone was astonished and disgusted by what you did. You don't know that. Oh, yes, I do, because they told me. Everyone in attendance was repulsed and embarrassed by your behavior. Huh? Quit lying, Sharon. Everyone knows my speech was way more interesting than your bridesmaid's. What the heck was she even talking about anyway? I swear I would have fallen asleep if I'd listened to her for 1 second longer. When you got done complimenting yourself, you launched into a hateful tirade against me, going on and on about how it was a miracle I found a husband and how I'd be lucky if he didn't leave me. Then, as if that wasn't outrageous enough, you were so arrogant and crass as to offer me your sloppy seconds if Bruce's performances in the bedroom weren't up to scratch. Is there even a single person on the planet who'd be pleased with a wedding speech like that? I felt like I was gonna vomit. Ugh, and don't even get me started on that song you sung. What the hell even was that? It was my favorite song, duh. Everyone knows that song is about breakups. Why would you sing it at my wedding? I don't know how, but for some reason I made it to the end of your speech without having you thrown out on your ass. But I lost it when you started singing. I had no choice but to ask security to remove you from the premises. We already had a musician booked, and it most certainly wasn't you. Huh? You did? I didn't know that. I'm just grateful that guy managed to distract everyone as you were being thrown out and bring back a sense of normality to the whole thing. But that doesn't change the fact that you almost ruined my wedding. That's nice, Sharon, but I don't see how any of this has anything to do with my husband. I was so looking forward to getting to that hotel room and finding out what kind of hunky stallion I'd be spending the night with. But when I opened the door, my frickin' husband was sitting there. You had no right to trick me like that. Based on what you're saying, I'm guessing you had no idea who the guy who grabbed the mic off you was when you pulled your crazy little stunt, huh? Maybe you couldn't hear his calls of, "We must not let this wedding be ruined by the selfish actions of one individual," amidst the chaos of being restrained and carried across the hall by 2 security guards. First of all, he didn't grab the mic off me. I handed it over willingly when I saw him marching over with that angry look on his face. As for who he is, isn't he your relative or something? I think he got introduced to me earlier on, but I wasn't paying attention. But seriously, who cares? He's my uncle. Wow, big deal. Am I supposed to be shocked or something? The way you were building up to it, I thought you were going to say he was an FBI agent. Actually, you probably should care. Because it just so happens that my uncle is the CEO of your husband's company. What? Not only that, but your husband also owes him a huge debt of gratitude for helping him get a job there a few years back. Apparently, he heard you showed up from one of the other guests, and with that, he rushed over in a panic. I guess he had a feeling you'd be up to no good. Of course, he apologized profusely for what you did. Huh? Oh, and he saw your messages asking me to lend you my husband, too? No way. Are you kidding me? Why would you show him those? Naturally, that means he saw you complaining about your husband not doing enough to satisfy you in the bedroom. Seriously? Yep, so that's where things stand for you right about now. Oh my god, does this mean Frank's going to find out about what I said about him? But I'm not ready to tell him yet. I was supposed to find someone better first. You're evil. Sharon, please, you have to undo this. Won't you help me somehow? You made your bed. Now lie in it. If you want to get out of this mess, you need to do it by yourself. You make it sound easy. I can't do this by myself, Sharon. Ugh. Not my problem. But I'm your friend, and I'm in trouble. The fact that you think you and I are still friends after that crazy little stunt you pulled at my wedding is plain worrying. Huh? I regret even inviting you. To be honest, I had a bad feeling about it when I was making the invites, but I knew if I didn't, you'd never stop whining at me about it. I sure as hell wouldn't have invited you if I knew this would happen. Oh my god, you're horrible! You only have yourself to blame. No, help me! Goodbye. Sharon! Apparently the messages at the end there were sent from the banquet hall bathroom, where she'd locked herself in after sneaking back into the venue. At that point, Clarissa's life went totally off the rails. She began spending her husband's money like it grew on trees. Before long, her husband Frank had no choice but to confiscate all of her bank cards. I found out later on that he'd given her $300 before the wedding to buy me and my husband a wedding gift. But she spent it on a brand bag and fashion accessories for herself before the ceremony started. After the incident at the wedding and his meeting his wife in the hotel room at my arrangement, Frank did some serious soul-searching. He also decided to hire a private investigator to look into Clarissa's infidelity. Unsurprisingly, it was found that she'd been cheating on him, but my jaw almost hit the floor when I found out how many guys she'd been seeing. Apparently, it was in the double digits. Upon hearing about her despicable behavior, Clarissa was shunned by all of her friends. And her lovers all broke up with her. I don't know if suddenly being totally starved of male attention made her lonely, but apparently she went into the night industry and began making a living selling her body. Last I heard, she's seeing at least 5 different guys a night in a desperate attempt to come up with my compensation.